Well, it's just in for a break. I'm heading back out the shed to take her back with the bikes. I think Bliss wants to play for a minute though. What's up, Bliss? What's up? What's up? You got a ball? You got a frisbee too? Oh, you're liking this nice weather, aren't you? So are the chickens. Excuse me. Dude. Chickens liking it too? These are my little dwarf chickens. Yeah. What's up, everyone? These are my regular sized chickens. I bred all these myself. What are you doing down there? Having a dust bath or something? Put an egg in there. Leave it cracked open. Keep the breeze going through today. It's nice. Dry things up. These are my other little dwarf chickens. Yeah. Started with two years ago. Actually 3. 2 roosters and 1 hen. It gave me a variety to go with, and yes. A little different start to the video. Oh, what's up? Did you drop your ball? Go get it. Good dog. Yes, we hear you. We hear you. That's an old 1973 68 Nordic twin. Needs a bit of work too. Birds flying all over. What are they doing up there? I knew they were. I knew they were on the roof. Listen to you. Oh, but yes. Over here. This is a shop, by the way. Got this one that I'm building there now. It's got an upstairs and downstairs full traits, and that's the one that's got all the dirt bikes in it and such. Anyways, this is a building here. My grandfather's old auto repair sign. And here we got a 83 200M, I do believe. Yeah, I think it's a 200M. It's got the electric start, and this one's actually got the up-speed transmission. One of the only trikes that do, meaning like you gear, first gear is up, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, all up, and on the other trikes they're all down. Yeah, it's kind of weird, eh? So this is kind of like dirt bikes and motorcycles are set up, and then the other ones in the shed are all opposite. Yeah, but this one doesn't have the high and low. It just has the electric start and the up-speed transmission. They did something different kind of with these ones, right? It's not really original. It's got a different, it doesn't even have a headlight, but had a circular headlight someone was rigging up, and that's a tank off something different. Probably just a base model 200. It's supposed to have a beefier tank like the 200E. I do believe, anyways. This here's a, I think it's 83, 84, 200, XL 200, but I think it's got a 185 motor, is what I can remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 185, stamped down there on the, you can't see it, it's not focusing, but over in there somewhere. Yeah. Anyways, Yeah, so this is a 185 slash 200. I just dug all these out there the other day because I knew we were getting this nice weather. It's going to thaw. So everything would melt off real nice. So I dug myself this nice pathway. About fucking like, 5 feet of snow. Language. Yeah, these are just a couple that are sitting outside. And go back in the shop here to see what we're messing with. No, got it fastened. We'll go from the other way. You good, Bliss? Good girl. She's all fenced in. Yeah. Little dirt bikes. So yeah, this ended up running no problem. What did I do? Yeah, I disconnected those wires that were raveled together. These wires I meant to tape, but I didn't. I just raveled them together nice so that had a good connection. Yeah, I blew out the air, blew out the carburetor with some air, and made sure it had spark. Right, I had the spark plug out, and you know, you can just hold it against the motor here, and yeah, give it a rotate with the pull cord while you hold it on the engine to get a good connection. And yeah, right, so I actually had this running there. That's good. Yeah, didn't really even take no time. I mean, it's in pretty fairly well shape too, right? So I think if anything, I might try and take, I have this motor in here, right? It's another 200 M motor, right? So it's got a carburetor, the CDI, the pull cord, all on it. Really, it don't take much. It don't have that, or it won't take much to get it going. It don't have that connector, the electrical connector, but I could just cut it off that other motor. Or I have plenty of spare motors too. The only thing with this one, I gotta get the head bolts for the exhaust tapped out because one broke off right inside and one's half broke off outside. I might be able to grab onto it and back it out a little bit, but not quite sure yet. That's the motor to my XR 250. It's a 89. It's hanging from the shelf here. Right. You can't see the 89 anymore. 8990, I guess. It was made in 89, but it's a 1990. But it was made like, oh, I think the sticker says like one of the last months. It was like October or something, or September of 89 that it was made. So I call it the 8990. Yeah, see XR 250 up there. Oh. That is a 185 right there. That's an 81. 81, I think. 81. 185. This is a XL 350. I believe it's an 86. I can't get in there right now. I'm pretty sure it's an 86. That's my brother's CR 250. It's a 1995. A lot of work done on that bike there. Yeah. I need to clean up the frame, take everything back off, and get the frame nice and sanded down and do a nice coat on it, and it'll pretty much be mint again. Got a whole new plastic kit for it too. I mean, the original plastics are nice and they give it the nice retro look, but I got a brand new plastic, and the back one's beat. Oh. She's a few times. That's my YZ250. That's a 1990 as well. 94. It's got some 94 parts, a few of plastics, I think. I can't remember now. A few parts are from 94. Yeah. They both are piped and they work real well. Yeah. My YZ actually needs brakes and stuff. But the CR is fully good. She's good to go. Fresh rebuild too on that. I mean, there's fresh rebuild on that when I bought it, but we just got that freshly rebuilt. It don't even got more than 10 minutes on it. But yeah, a few things in here on the go. That's my saw for work. Work in the woods doing silviculture. Yeah, Husky 545. Yeah, runs pretty good. Lots of parts and goodies on the shelves. Yeah. Watch head. So yeah. Now, back to the trikes. Alrighty. So what I've done with this thing now is I took the front half of the wiring harness off now. It was, oh well, it's buried in here. It was this weird setup. They probably had a different light rigged up at one point that wasn't this light, and it hooked up to some clip. I don't know, they had some clip hooked up to it for some reason, so I cut it off, or I unhooked it anyways, and then there was two things that were cut and then one thing that wasn't, so I wired the two things that were cut to the quick connects that were on this wiring harness. So I just unplugged them from here. So I never cut anything off of this one. I just unplugged it, and then I took the headlight off, and then because these were already cut, right? Right, on this one, I cut two, right, and I didn't need to because they were already on there. But that was already just a cut piece anyway. It didn't even go to a nice electrical outlet like this that controls the headlight and the thing anymore. So when I hooked it up to here, I got all that working properly, and I took the pull cord mechanism off of that motor because that motor ended up pissing oil out like crazy. So I'm gonna need to replace that if I want this bike to be a running and drivable machine. So anyways, I took that off and I was pulling it over. Kind of fired up first couple pulls, right? But it only went for a second or two and shut right down. So then I decided, well, I'll blow the carburetor with some air, you know, see if that worked. Kept pulling it over, nothing. So I took the carburetor off that, put it on here, still nothing. Because I knew that carburetor worked, right? So if it was an electrical issue, right, it was all figured out, and if it's a carburetor issue, that should be figured out too. So that still didn't go. So when that didn't go, I thought to myself, well, frig, that old spark plug's been sitting in there for a while. This machine is pretty smoky. It does burn its oil, so it's probably gummed up, right? So I took the spark plug out and took one from that machine, put it in this one. That one's fairly new, actually. It was just put in there. And put that in. Well, you know, she fired right up. No problem. Sat there and idled. So now, what I need to do is hook up this rear end, Because this one, just like all of them, what originally happened is I took the rear end out of that one because the bearings are real messed up and it kept jumping its chain, and yeah, I tried to take it apart, but everything was all seized in there and you couldn't beat everything out for the friggin' life of you. So anyways, I took the axle out of this, put it in that one. And then I found a new axle, right? So I put it in this one, but I just kind of rigged it in there with one bolt, and then I put some wire around here and held it on the frame so I could kind of wheel it around the yard, and it was a little bit easier than just dragging it, right? Sorry the poor camera skills if I am ever just kind of shaking the camera around and stuff. So yeah, anyways, I put this axle in it, tires and such, but I never fully rigged it up. So now I need to finish putting these two carrying bolts in, right? And then there's a adjustment bolt here, and then there's a adjustment bolt here, right? Here, I'll see if I can get the camera in there. That's pretty dark. So yeah, we'll see now if I can get those bolts in, and if I can get those bolts in, and I'll just throw a chain on it, and it should pretty near be ready to go. Well, I have the exhaust off, or the muffler, so it's just running straight piped out of that now. That's, I don't know, at least 16 inches they say, so that's good. They say 16 inches or so out of the head, and you can pretty much run a straight pipe. That being said, you won't get your full power in the end, or full speed. It'll seem like you got a lot of power, but she's pretty much all bark. So yeah, I'll probably rig the exhaust back on. The exhaust being around here somewhere. But yeah, oh, right there. There it is. Looks like a little track muffler. Then I'll probably put that tank on it, because the tank that I have for it, shit, I think is in there. Yeah, is that tank there? And I don't think it's got a fuel valve on it anymore. Yeah, it would have been taken off or something and used for another bike. So yeah, I mean, this has been a pretty long video, just kind of explaining a few things and showing what I've got done since this morning when I was working on this. Oh, Bliss is out there. Must want to play. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now, and when I get that figured out and fixed back up, I'll make another video, and yeah, we'll start from there. Alrighty.